Guys, welcome back. Listen, Annihilus is here. I have been waiting so long for this card to drop, and I am so excited to talk about him because as a big enjoyer of both the toxic and junk archetypes, this card does wonders, and you cannot play the archetype the same anymore without it. Just like MODOK completely revolutionized the way discard works, Annihilus completely changes the landscape of how you play junk decks or toxic decks moving forward. And so he has instantly become one of my favorite cards, and I want to show you guys a deck homebrew that I made yesterday that has been absolutely tearing up the ladder. I went an additional 15 to 20,000 ranks up in Infinite. Went from about 35 to around 18,000 as of the time of this recording. So it is definitely working. It is good even in the mirror matchups. And I really want to talk through this deck with you and hopefully spark some ideas for your own homebrews and how you can take this card to the next level as we search together for the most optimal Annihilus deck. Okay guys, let's jump right in. So this is a deck I'm calling Annihilation, which is a silly name. You can call it whatever you want, but I want to talk through some of the choices in here because this has definitely got some spicy picks that I want to just walk you through some of the cool combos that this deck can perform and why I chose to go with certain cards. So to start out, we'll just talk about packages first, just because I think it's super beneficial to understand kind of the structure of the deck. So obviously we have the standard junk package: Hood, Sentry, Debris, and Annihilus. Need I really say more? This will probably be the standard junk package that will be the fundamental package for all junk decks from now until the end of time, probably. So Sentry is just a card that I love so much. I've always wanted him to be good. When they buffed him from 9 to 10 power, it seemed like he maybe had an opportunity to shine, but he was just missing something. The deck was just a little bit too clunky without any options. Additional option is to send that demon over, or the void. So obviously with Viper, there was just some complications about when you got to play it. Sometimes you wanted to Viper Hood because you had both in your hand and you didn't know if you were going to draw Sentry or not. And honestly, that void, unless you're sending it over to the other side, it's not that interesting. So Annihilus, as you probably already understand, is just such a perfect combo with Sentry and really allows this card to unlock its full potential and become a seriously scary card. 4 mana, 20 stats is absolutely bonkers. I don't think people fully understand how incredible this card is simply because of Annihilus now. Consistently being able to send that 10 power over, I mean, just a 410 stat line on its own is very, very strong. And we'll talk about why it's so good when we talk about Typhoid Mary as well. So that is the basic package. Obviously, Hood gives you a demon, which allows you to play an additional large powered item along with potentially Annihilus on turn 6. So that is a very, very nice combo. And of course, any negative power that you can send over to your opponent's side and hopefully stick is going to be super great. Black Widow, the newly updated Widow's Bite, is just such an incredible tool now because that -1 power is super nice to not only clog up a spot but really kind of hurt against some of the power there. And the disruption that she causes as well is nothing to scoff at. So I think she's definitely a worthy inclusion here. I'm going to skip over these to talk about some of the 4-drops we have in here. Man-Thing is actually such a fire card, and let me explain to you why it's so good in this deck. Now you might think, of course, we're gonna send stuff over and therefore it makes Man-Thing really good, But actually the reason is because you catch people off guard when they're trying to play to counter a junk deck. The standard practice for people trying to counter a junk deck is to clog up their own lane so you can't send them negative power. And that ends up making them play a lot of small things in a lane, stacking that lane. And if you just Man-Thing that lane, Man-Thing is such an incredibly powerful card because of how much stats he detracts from the other side. 413 is the total stat power if you get his full effect off, and that is so much detriment to your opponent that is just really scary. So Man-Thing is definitely a worthy inclusion in this, and I think is on his own one of the powerhouses of this deck. So I could not play this deck without Man-Thing, and he goes a long way in making sure that if opponents are trying to play in a way that counters your strategy, you have another way to hit them where it hurts. The next card I want to quickly touch on is Typhoid Mary. Both of these cards become really good when you have Luke Cage, obviously, to negate their downside. But even without Luke Cage, there are ways to just stack a couple lanes with really big power, because what ends up happening is you clog up their lane. And again, this deck beats decks that are trying to beat this deck or this archetype. And the reason is, the main problem that junk decks typically struggle with is they don't have a lot of stats on their own. They're trying to do silly things like send their opponent negative stats, clog up their lane so they can't play big stats. But a lot of them don't have too much stats on their own side if things don't go exactly the way that you want to. Sentry's kind of your biggest card. But with the addition of both Man-Thing and Typhoid Mary, you suddenly have a huge amount of stats to dump on your own side. Again, 410 is a huge stat line. Normally, in order to be able to play a 410, you have to have a huge restriction on the type of conditions you have to meet in order to play these cards. So Typhoid Mary and Man-Thing both being solved by Luke Cage and by the fact that you're typically sending all of your junk to your opponent, meaning you don't really have too many cards that are getting hit by this downside of both Man-Thing and Typhoid Mary. And then you get these huge stat sticks on your side, means that you have the ability to stack up your lanes taller than your opponents are really expecting. And when they have to be hampered by all the junk that you're sending over there, these cards hit hard, and they are a really nice inclusion in this deck. And I think the biggest reason why I have been successful in the climb with this deck over some more traditional junk decks, and even in the mirror matchup, because so many games you end up like your opponent screws you out of your ability to send stuff to them, or the entire board just gets super clogged, and all of a sudden you have the ability to just dump a couple of 410s on the last two turns, and they're just not ready to deal with that much power. It's actually pretty insane. So Werewolf by Night is a spicy inclusion. I think this still needs more testing, but even if you get one or two triggers, I think this card makes a lot of sense. There's actually quite a few on reveals in this deck between Sentry, Debris, Green Goblin, Viper, Hood, Black Widow, and Hazmat. There's a lot. Oh, and Annihilus, sorry. There's a lot of opportunities to charge this card up without really even trying. Now, I don't know if there's a better card to fit this slot. I think there's probably some experimentation to be had, but so far I have not been disappointed with him. And even if he just hits one or two slots, again, this deck is lacking in tall power, so anywhere you can get that in a way that doesn't really hamper your game plan too much seems like a huge bonus. And he gets pretty large, easily 3-7, which again, that's a very solid stat line. Just be careful about playing Hood, Viper after you played werewolf. I definitely one game accidentally sent my werewolf over to the other guys because I was trying to hood viper. Actually still won that game amazingly, but yeah. After all of that, we have this inclusion of the hazmat package with Luke Cage. Now, hazmat I think can be very good in situations where you get to maybe repeat the effect on basically because of some locations or something like that. I think hazmat can become very powerful. However, I could imagine slotting this card out. Now, I love my toxic cards, you know me, but when you think about some other cards that you could slot into this position, for example, maybe Lizard, which again, huge stats, synergy with Luke Cage, doesn't require you to hit multiple targets. I think that's maybe meta dependent. If there's right now, hazmat is doing work because there's a lot of other decks that want to either flood their location or clog up particular lanes to try and prevent you from sending negative power. But people aren't really playing Luke Cage amazingly because the traditional junk deck doesn't have things like Man Thing or hazmat in it, so people aren't really running Luke Cage right now. So I think this is a spicy pick for right now. Maybe you can tech it out later, but I think this shell it has a lot of potential. I'm telling you, I have been it's been a long time since I've been this excited to make a video. I really only make videos about decks that I'm really excited about, and I want to showcase this deck. I haven't even done that much testing, but I can already tell that there's something here, and with a little bit of refinement, I think this deck is going to be extremely scary because, again, right now, as everybody said, you probably heard this everywhere, right now is kind of the worst time to be playing Annihilus because everybody's ready for him, but it just doesn't matter. This deck is a banger, dude. It is cooking. I'm telling you, I'm really excited. So I'm gonna play some games, try to get some highlights for you guys, and I hope that you really enjoy this deck. I hope that you're enjoying Annihilus week. I hope that it's not making you too frustrated because I do understand it's a kind of annoying play style to be on the other end of, but you know, of course, you just play destroy, right? But anyway, thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoy the clips, and I'll catch you guys next time. As always, if you enjoy this content, please feel free to like and share. I'm not a big YouTuber, and I'm not really trying to be a big YouTuber, but it always helps to get it out there and find other people who also enjoy this kind of content, and hopefully they will like it as well. So thanks again, and catch you guys next time. Ooh, Dark Dimension is extremely spicy. We can hide this Luke Cage here, so he won't necessarily know that we've got it. Oh man, negative zone. Okay, this is definitely a game where I want to play werewolf first because I have a pretty solid debris hood next turn. He's got his green goblins coming out. The green gobbles. Okay, let's hood debris. I like this. Oh, magic. Okay. That helps me out a lot because then I can actually play sentry left now, which is pretty spicy. Okay, werewolf looking pretty large. Oh, we even have Annihilus here. Yes. Okay. I want Annihilus to reveal at the end. We actually have so much time to play things. Do I want to play Annihilus now? Yes, I want to play it at, no, sorry. Yeah, okay. We'll play Annihilus now. Because I want it to trigger at the end of the game. I would love to lose priority also. Let's do this. This will send Werewolf mid, I think. But we have a lot of power to work with here. Okay, he's gonna Viper now. That's kind of fine. I've got all my important cards down, so that's good. And for my final act, let's just Typhoid left for massive stats because Werewolf's gonna go mid here. Rock's gonna get destroyed, and Annihilus will pull the Werewolf mid. Right is going to pretty much get destroyed, and then hopefully this Hazmat triggers pretty hard. So as of right now, we are going to reveal last, so I think this is pretty solid. In theory, we should have snapped maybe on turn 5 after the magic came out. We had such a bonkers hand. We pretty much have everything we need, but obviously for the sake of streaming, I'm going to snap much more conservatively. So, all right. The Hazmat comes out. Oh my god, sir. You are about to get obliterated. Yeah. Everything's going. GG. Just absolutely insane. That was the dream hand. Yeah. Victory. Yeah, that's just about exactly what you want. Huge stats from Sentry and Typhoid. Werewolf cooking up a nice easy 9 power. Completely clogging out a particular lane here. And we had more things to spare. We had alternate lines if we wanted to. Man Thing right would have been kind of insane also if we wanted to. Just bonkers. Poor guy. I feel like even if he had played Annihilus there, because we successfully lost priority. In the mirror matchup, Annihilus, you really want to go last. So making sure that you lose priority is super, super important. So nice, solid win there. Ooh, Limbo. Limbo is kind of interesting. I'm not always convinced that we need Limbo in this deck, but sometimes it can be okay if it gives us opportunities to draw into more of our stuff. Because we have Limbo, I definitely have the time to play Werewolf, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Ooh, okay. This is some kind of interesting move deck. Ghost Spider. Torch is quite large. He's not copying it any though, so it might be a little bit difficult for him to deal with that. His little dudes are stuck to the right or potentially mid, so let's go ahead and play Sentry. Oh, he's beasting stuff. Oh god, that's actually really scary. He's got Kitty Pride. Move Bounce is such an interesting archetype. So far, no Annihilus. Let's see here. We can actually Viper Goblin. I wonder if he's gonna fill up this lane again. He might. In which case this Viper kind of doesn't do anything. But on the off chance he doesn't, we have another chance with Annihilus. So let's just go for it. He did, darn. Oh, but Werewolf might jump. Kitty Pride and Hood. Yeah, werewolf jumps. All right, nice. Void goes. Void goes over. And we get our green goblin. Goblin. I'm not gonna finish that sentence, but if you know, you know. All right. So I don't know where this Human Torch is going. It may end up Doctor Stranged somewhere, which means I probably have a big incentive to fill up mid if possible, but that doesn't look like it's gonna happen. So let's go ahead and stack Man-Thing left, and then we'll Black Widow on the right. So right is pretty much one. So it's kind of a toss-up of like, oh shoot, I should debris, shouldn't I? That would actually just probably ruin his day. Let's debris. Okay, yeah, let's Black Widow plus debris here. Yeah. Okay. This just doesn't give him any space. Okay, oh, he has the Falcon again. Or was that a different guy with Falcon? I don't remember. Okay, so right is most certainly one again. Which means we only need to win one lane. Which is most likely easiest if we win left. Just Luke Cage plus Man-Thing? Is that enough? Yeah, Man-Thing is a huge swing too. We're already ahead pretty far. So we just go for it, I think. I think this is solid. All right. Luke Cage. Oh, even with the 22 power, it's not enough. Oh no. Oh, dude. All three lanes. We just managed to clean that up perfectly. But all right, come on, guys. Listen. This card is bonkers. Okay? This card is bonkers. Play them. They're so good. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Just an additional -8 over here on top of the 5. It's just crazy how much power this is. The fact that we beat a 24 powered Human Torch is kind of wild to me. So GG's. Super solid. Mindscape. Scary stuff. All right. Maybe a mirror matchup here, so we'll see what happens. Black Widow seems good. Wow, he's pretty confident. Wonder what he drew. Spider Ham on Le Pig. My Man-Thing is now a pig thing. Wonderful. Yeah, let's werewolf. Do I want a werewolf in the cloning vats? Whatever I cloning vats may very well end up in his hand, so I don't know that I really want to do that. He's going to green gobbling me. Oh, if I give it to him, he may give it back. That might actually be kind of clutch. Let's see. Let's go ahead and Sentry. I wonder if he plays Annihilus. He also sentries. Okay, wonderful. This is very good for me because he has to play Annihilus now. But if he plays Annihilus now, then he ends up I counter with my own. So if he doesn't, see, this goes back into my hand, I give it to him, so no, I don't want to play it there. I feel like I would snap here. I'm not going to, but if I was playing by myself, I probably would. He's probably not gonna leave. Feels pretty confident, right? Nah, I won't risk it. I want to see the end of this game. But yeah, if I was playing by myself, I would probably snap here. I feel like since he snapped, he probably wouldn't leave, but I'm not gonna risk it. Oh, okay, spicy. All right, enjoy all your things. All right. Wow, he really didn't play the Annihilus that he had. Yeah. It was worth snapping. I don't know what he thought was happening there. But yeah, again, as I have stated multiple times, in the mirror matchup, lose priority. Win game. Gamma Lab, kind of annoying. I guess I could try and turn my hoods into Hulks. Ooh, Ant-Man. Some kind of ongoing deck? Oscorp Tower. I think our main priority is just to make sure we stay even on the Hulks, because I don't have a way to deal with it if he gets too far ahead. Oh, okay, Thanos ongoing, most likely. Do I play Werewolf left? I think I must. Oh, he might have 2 cards to play here if he's Thanos. He may not. He didn't draw a card with Soulstone. I mean, if he plays 2, then he's kind of locked out. I think we have to try. Okay, it's even. That's fine. Okay, cool. All right, well, we both have 3 Hulks. So that's a thing. So now we get to start the game for real now. We don't have Annihilus yet, but we do have Viper. So maybe this is okay. I think Sentry Viper turn 6 seems pretty good. I don't think there's any reason we can't play Sentry now. Oh shoot, I don't really want to show Sentry left though, and that's where I want it to go. Okay, I'm gonna play a little suboptimally to hide some information here and play the Green Goblin instead. I know it's a little bit of a waste of resources, but ooh, okay, Luke Cage also kind of screws with me, but maybe that's okay. Maybe I just play my own Luke Cage, and then next turn we just hope that Sentry Viper is enough. 10 is a lot of power. What if we just play Hazmat just for the hell of it? Double Dinosaur. Okay, sure. Okay. We get to just do this and hope this is enough. I feel like this could catch him off guard. I feel like this is some kind of like Spectrum deck or something. I don't know. 10 is hard to beat. Yeah. Exactly. Dude, this card is so good. 10 power for 4 plus the ability to send another 10 over. Ooh. That's my kitty crying. She's as excited about that win as I am. That's fantastic. GG's. What? You what, mate? Okay, Bifrost, nice. Where do I want to put Hood? Do I want to put it mid? Probably. He's somewhat incentivized to fill up right. I can go ahead and Luke right now. Let's go Wolverine. I've been seeing Wolverine in some kind of mirror deck several times now. Very interesting indeed. Let's debris. No, I want to keep the Viper open. I pretty much am only ever interested in playing debris if I have Annihilus in hand. Okay, so he plays debris, which is pretty nice for me because I'm clogging him now. And now, Man-Thing right is absolutely disgusting. So because we have Luke Cage down, we have Typhoid, we have Demon, we have Hazmat in hand, we have a really, really solid game plan. I'm gonna snap now. Man-Thing is very tough to beat. He probably does have Annihilus, so I gotta keep that in mind. But some of his stuff is probably not gonna get sent over. Okay, alright, this is fine. I think I still win here. Yep. Yeah, okay, nice. So he could potentially send some stuff over, which would definitely put mid right. I mean, he still would be down a certain amount of power. I think even if he Annihiluses here, we're still winning, right? So I think we're definitely safe to play Typhoid plus Demon, maybe. Let's see. We're gonna get priorities, so unless he's playing Annihilus right now, we might be kind of in a pickle. But I think that's probably okay. We do have Debris Hazmat as like a backup plan. That's death. Okay, yeah, he has a hard time winning right and left. So we're gonna just go ahead and Debris Hazmat here. And then I think this is on lock. Yeah, he's out. Nice, dude. Okay, another instance of Typhoid Mary being absolutely huge. Dude, Man-Thing and Typhoid Mary absolutely carry this deck. They're so good. They're really, really big cards that are hard to deal with. Again, like I mentioned in the intro, these people, your opponents are really incentivized to stack up a lane so that you can't like send stuff over, but that's when you hit them with Man-Thing. And it makes it really hard for them to contest because they're trying to stack a lane usually with small guys. And if they try to stack it with big guys, then they tend to overcommit to that particular lane, which means that you're free to win the other ones with your relatively large stats. So GG. Okay, Savage Land. Man-Thing is probably gonna eat that lane up for free. Okay, never mind. Nova means there's probably no more Raptors. Oh goodness. Okay, District X. I mean, we have Man-Thing plus Luke Cage. That makes this very strong still. All right, we'll throw Luke Cage out here. See what's up. He's got a destroy deck, so I kind of wonder what destroy cards he has. So if we both have the same number of cards, 1, 2, 3, 4 total, that means he has 2 cards from his main deck left, because we both would have had 4 and he's already played 2. Negative zone, super nice. We drew a Venom, which is insane. Gosh, this feels very, very good for us. Let's snap. Let's do it. All right, he Killmongered already. That's kind of cool for us because now we know it's gone and we can successfully play things like Debris. I think Negative Zone is going to be ours. I have a hard time seeing how he could possibly deal with that. We can certainly Man-Thing now. And then next turn... I wonder if I want to contest mid. I could potentially go here and then just contest with like Punisher and Debris. That would leave me open to a Venom lane potentially. Although I don't know if that helps him or me more. But we have now seen 3 out of his 4 cards. So... okay, he passes. Let's see. I like Debris a lot. We can play Zabu just in case we draw something. Next turn we can like Punisher plus Venom. I think he has a really hard time beating this. Okay, nice. We lock him out of mid probably. Oh, She-Hulk? That's pretty big. That's quite large. I think we still win here though with Punisher. Unbelievably. And then Hellcow for 3. Because we played the Zabu last turn, we get Hellcow a 3/8. That's so gross. Alright, I think we got this. Punisher actually winning us a game here? Potentially? Is that crazy or what? Jane plus Bast. We tie left, but we win the other 2. GG's. Have you ever seen Punisher win you a game? I mean, low-key, Man-Thing. Hard carrying once again. People are absolutely sleeping on this card. GG. Okay. Hood early is nice. Hotel Inferno. Do I want to burn his cards? I mean, I have Annihilus in hand, so the Viper is kind of redundant, so we can kind of just do this for now. Okay, he's got a destroy deck. Ooh, we got rid of his death. That's absolutely worth. Yeah, I think we can snap here. If we snap, he most likely leaves, but that's what we want anyway. Let's go ahead and Debris. So following up on this, Deadpool. Oh man, had we Debris on the left, we would have been absolutely eating for free. We can Typhoid here, I think, and then turn 6 is Man-Thing plus Luke Cage, probably. Turn 5 will Annihilus here. That's fine. Venom, that's quite large. Enough said, bub. Yeah, that's quite large mid. But we're honestly kind of okay with giving that up, probably. Yeah, let's go ahead and Annihilus here. Oh man, Man-Thing could actually carry mid, potentially. That's a wild thought. We're adding so much power. He might not see that coming. He might think mid is good. All right, he's snapping. Let's go. I feel fairly confident still. I don't think he's gonna see this Man-Thing coming. Okay. All right. Well, that effectively negates my. Oh, but X23 goes right. That's pretty good. All right, my Annihilus doesn't do much anymore, but Luke Cage mid is still kind of insane. Or sorry, Luke Cage. Sorry. Thinking Man-Thing mid is still insane because it's definitely almost going to be -8, and the Luke Cage is giving me +3. So, like, this is much closer than he may realize. So, all right, he doesn't have death. So let's see what he's got. Plus Luke Cage. No, that's fine. That's not enough. Good games. 8 cubes! Dude, Man-Thing is legit. Come on. This card has carried so many games. 8 cubes, easy. And versus Destroy. This is versus a Destroy deck, which we're supposed to lose to. I mean, we did snipe the death. If we didn't snipe the death, this would have definitely not been a sure thing. He could have certainly won this, but we did, and we snapped, and 8 cubes, baby. Let's go. Let's go. That's a good one. Give me them points. Oh, 16. Nice. All right. I think that's a solid one to end on. Thanks again for hanging out, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, like it, do all the things. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.